back with another high level Momo video, and this one has a very explosive start. You guys are going to enjoy this one. You guys are going to like this one. Kendo is an absolute monster in the right hands. For those of you who, some of you might be thinking, what? What? Yeah, she is. Some of you might not know that because Kendo is pretty manageable a lot of times. But when you have someone playing Kendo who knows exactly how to kick things, or maybe slap things is the proper term for her, in the right direction, she can be an absolute nightmare. They was having a big argument about this on the My Hero Ultra Rumble official server a while back, about whether or not Kendo is top 5 characters in the game or not when played to maximum capacity. Some people believe that at maximum capacity she is one of the best characters in the whole game. I don't agree with that. I do agree that she can be very, very, very awesome. But I just think generally that's not what you get when you face them. But when she is, you know, played very well, she is a nuisance. And I think she's a Momo counter, which is what's going to make this this very interesting for you. So just to give you a little bit of context, my good friend there, Colton, very, very, very good player. He's got a KD of around 5 or 6. A KD of around 5 or 6, and that Kendo essentially just, unfortunately put it on him. So we know that is a serious Kendo. So I know I'm in trouble if I don't play this right. And she tried to do a good combo on me there when she parried my shield. So I'm being very aware of what that Kendo can do. I know the matchup isn't in my favor, so I'm being very, very precautious here. And an Endeavor is here on top of that. So I got a very elite Kendo here, who knows all of the tricks of the trade when it comes to all of her tech and her combos. And her Endeavor best friend. So at this point, I hit the Endeavor, and I go straight back for the Kendo because I know the Kendo. I know I've weakened her with my mind games. Boom! Look at that. I am moving in ways that these people are not predicting. I almost need to go back and just explain everything I do in this, but it's all happening so fast I can't even explain to you the way my mind is working in this situation. I have an idea here, but I messed it up, and I paid for it. But I do something, I do, watch it right here. So I used the shield charge to make them do what I wanted them to do, which was open themselves up. Because they thought I was going to go into them again. I was basically handing all my weaknesses on a platter to the Kendo, only to then move it out of her face and then slap her. That's essentially what was happening. When I was playing this Kendo, I was offering all of my insecurities as a Momo, only to then snatch them away from her as she was about to counter it every time. So yeah, we had a crazy comeback there. Those two guys, I know they must have been furious. A high level Kendo put to the sword, or the hammer, by Momo, which should have been in her advantage, matchup wise. And of course on top of that, there was an Endeavor who's a great character, helping her, and yeah, we just mind gamed both of them, man. Keep your combos to yourself. We don't need none of that here. We don't need none of that here. This ain't Street Fighter. And then I just go up and pick up the boy Arthemix. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was doing this run back, I was kind of thinking, am I gonna do all of that and then die to Storm? So for those of you who are interested, I might go back and talk about every decision I made and why I did it in that 2v1 in more detail towards like the end of the video. So yeah, I think I'll throw that in at the end. I'll throw that in at the end. Rather than encumber Great word. Rather than encumber this video or this match in the video with too much analysis. I'll save it towards the end for people who are actually interested. So, you know, standard affair, trying to get the team back in the game. I'll try to make this a bit more flavoursome for you guys. Get rid of all of the slowness of it all. So there you have it. Back into the action. Arigato. I do love Toga's voice, and I always want to like replicate it, but I would sound like a sexual predator if I did. He said her voice is not meant to be replicated by men, so you can only go so far. You can only dedicate to replicating how she sounds like so far. You can never go full circle with it. You can never go full circle with it. Otherwise, you sound like a freak. But I do love her voice lines. That was like some alternate reality where Ida does not give a damn about the safety of civilians. He nearly just, you know, what's the spinning kick Ryu does in Street Fighter? I nearly just did that to a civilian who was trying to flee for their lives. Like, out of the way. Out of the way, peasant. Or get leg shoryukened. Ah, what is that move called? I think it's Tatsumaki Seppayuken. Tatsumaki Seppayuken! Something like that. Something like that. I don't know, don't quote me on it. Man, can you imagine Momo with vertical mobility? Like, if she could just, you know, tap R1 and her shield would fly up into the air. I'm not saying it should happen. I'm not saying it should happen, but I'm just saying imagine. She would have everything I would ever need at that point, because Momo's got everything I need except for mobility. If she had that, it would be ridiculous. Again, I'm not asking for it, I'm just saying it would be funny if she did, because then it would be so busted. Like, Momo's perfect right now. I don't think Momo ever needs to be changed at this current moment in time, in my opinion. In my opinion. Just have to add that at the end before somebody goes ballistic in the comments. It's just my opinion. But, I think if anything, I need to stop people rolling through her shield. That bothers me to no end. Like I said, I have no problem with people being able to roll through her shield charge. As long as you let me roll through Uraraku's car spin then. And make Ida's beta easier to roll. As long as you give that same thing, look at that, double down with one shield charge. As long as you give that same nonsense against other characters, then I'm fine with having it as well. But if you're not, then I'm kind of mad that you can roll through her shield. But it's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal. I'm just moaning at this point for the sake of it. Man, I forgot how crazy this end circle got in terms of, you know, output. I was standing and banging out here, man. Standing and banging. You know where that term comes from? Standing and banging. To stand and bang. I've used that before. Some of you guys have been like, what the hell does that mean? Stand and bang? Two guys standing, banging. It's not what you think. Stand and bang. It means in MMA to just stand and strike. Because you know in MMA you have takedowns, submissions holds. You know, there's wrestling, there's jiu-jitsu. Everything's in there. But when two guys just stand and trade punches and kicks, we call that standing and banging. See, I had to take a little peek in there with the camera because I was thinking, man, that's such a great hiding spot. But no one was in there. No one realized it was available. Who do you think, which character do you think has the best suitability for this endgame? This mounting endgame? Who's got the best? I think one of the worst is this one right here, Momo, because she can't even climb up that thing without taking, you know, 2 movies and a web series to do it. She takes forever. So some mount ladies, they move around like they're invincible, and I don't even blame them because a lot of mount lady stuff is just like hyper armor as hell. Some of these guys, some of these guys think they can't be stopped when they're playing mount lady. They can just move through anything. You know, Moses parting the Red Sea and just strolling through it on high heels. Yeah, some mount ladies are very confident in their ability to push their way out of a corner. And again, I don't blame them because they have that stomp. That slide is weird. Sometimes that slide, I think I've been kicked out of my shield with that slide before. I don't know. Someone needs to confirm that for me or not. Look how sick that was. Watch it. You guys pretty even know what's going on there. We're chasing this Ida around in circles. We are chasing this Ida around in circles. And I say, you know what? I'm just gonna let him come to me. And what do you know? He comes to me. What did I tell you? Poor Ida. He was running for his life. It looks like I'm showing him my chest as he's getting knocked out. Doesn't it? School kids, what the hell do they get up to these days, huh? Fun match. Fun match. Alright. We're gonna go on to the next match. And then at the end, then I'm gonna show you the breakdown of the 2v1 at the start with the Kendo and Endeavor. And for the second match, here we go, jumping straight in. Running up on a very unsuspecting Mount Lady. Knocking him down. Prepping him with the cannon. Making him panic. And then obviously coming straight at him with the shield. They go Ryu Hayabusa mode. I go Ryu Hayabusa mode. And it turns out my Ryu Hayabusa mode is better. Who's Ryu Hayabusa? The ninja from Ninja Gaiden. Now you know. His name is not Ninja Gaiden. We've all made that mistake. But now you know. Ryu! Who's your favorite fictional ninja? And I'm disqualifying Naruto characters. I'm disqualifying them. Just, I don't know. I just know I'm going to see a lot of Naruto names in the comments. It's not what I'm going for. I'm talking about proper ninjas, not Dragon Ball Z ninjas, okay? I mean, to be fair, like, Ryu Hayabusa is like kind of Dragon Ball Z ninja as well, but, you know, he at least looks like a proper ninja. You should get the idea. I'm talking more like Tenchu, Ryu Hayabusa, Strider, that kind of thing, alright? Maybe even Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, I'll accept that. Just no one that's, you know, summoning 100 feet tall giraffes or whatever they got going on in that show of Naruto. Who's your favorite ninja from fiction? When I face these easy borrows, man, like, cause their stuff can go through my shield, it makes me so wary. I just be super aggressive with them, and I approach them at weird angles. Like, I try to circle around them a lot. Never run head on at an Ibarra, no matter who you are, but especially if you're a Momo. Especially if you're a Momo. This Bakugo tried to get the drop on me. I saw it coming. Do my usual tricks. I love it when they try that on Wake Up. I love it. I really do. I anticipated his getaway attempt. I knew he was gonna try that, so I just like jumped into it. Like, hey, was this what she was gonna try? I love how Momo just, everybody else kind of like kicks or punches the person that's down, and then Momo just outright stabs them to death with a pike. A pike, of all things. Is it? I think it's a pike. Like, I don't know what, like, she's like Momo for everything in this game, and then when it comes to her takedown, she just turns into Stain. I don't know why. Like, there's a lot of creative things I actually could have done with her takedown. She could have, like, spawned a cannonball on top of them. She'd have taken out a hammer, did, like, you know, like a hammer finish. She could have, you know, like, spawned sleeping gas. Like, there's so many things they could have done, but they went with her stabbing somebody to death. I mean, I'm not complaining. It still looks pretty cool, but I just think it's funny. When you get that, some of those shield hits are so satisfying, man. So good. I love that ability, even though they like nerfed it twice in recent memory. Level 9 Alpha is also mad good as well. Like, look at the range you can get on that thing. You can cover so much with that swing. That's why I love getting that as high as I can. Mada mada. I get a strange satisfaction from doing the group heal. Like the shield and health one. I don't know why, man. I just love being the one to do it, you know. I just feel like so accomplished doing it, even though it's such a background thing. I don't know. You just know the effect it has is huge. Look at that. Not gonna lie, Bakugo having his special action cooldown, you know, elongated, really is not great for when you're playing Bakugo. But when you're playing against Bakugo, oh boy, oh boy, you love it. It's like, hey, nowhere to go, hey buddy. What's that? No jet fuel? It's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Did he get hit that shigaraki up? I don't even know. He did! Wow! Look at that, that would have been a straight up down for me. Oh, they came after me hard here, didn't they? Yeah, look at that. They was not happy with with what I was doing there. Yeah. Very dynamic movement. Like I said, Momo hasn't got great mobility. But if you can move pretty dynamically, you can still hold your own and get out stuff. I'm not saying, like, you know, it's a fix. Well, not fix is the right word, but I'm not saying, you know, she has mobility now if you know what to do. No, she still doesn't have mobility. But if you can move, you know, pretty smoothly, you can kind of worm your way out of things and be a bit elusive. Don't get me wrong, there's always going to be them situations where you're not tap dancing your way out of anything. But there are also a lot of situations where you can get something out of it, where you might not have normally if you didn't been able to move greatly. Like from your own skill level, that is. Deku with his bright red shoes. Man took a trip to Foot Locker before he turned up for this BR. I think the people I like putting my shield on the most is Todoroki. Not because I have anything against Todoroki, even though his ice slide thing is kind of crazy right now. I don't know if it'll be fixed by the time this video goes out. Like, changes may have happened by the time this video comes out. But, I don't know, it just looks so cool to break through that ice, just to ignore that ice. It's just very satisfying. So there you have it, second game, and after this we're going to go into the deep dive analysis of the 1v2 against the Kendo and Endeavor, codenamed Kendeavor. Just so you guys can maybe learn a thing or two from dealing with a situation where the odds are against you. And what kind of things you need to be thinking about. what kind of... Remember, this next part, if you do want to watch it, it's not about how to do this as Momo. It kind of is. But at the same time, you can apply some of the things I'm going to say, the mentality behind it, to a lot of things. Anyway, let's go. Okay, as promised, here's the breakdown. So yeah, we have a techie Kendo on the way. So the first bit of business is I've realized our Mount Lady has gone down. So when I know my Mount Lady has gone down, I know that means that that person is probably running around now. You know? That they're possibly going to be coming on to me next. Not in that way, of course. Don't let anyone come on me without permission. And then, I also know Colton is a very good player. Props to him. If you ever see that guy out there in the field, be worried. He's very good. He's got a KD of like 5 or 6. He's very masterful of Mount Lady as well. So I know, provided he didn't get 2v1'd or 3v1'd, which I don't think he did. This Kendo is serious. She probably got all of her stuff off that she wanted to do. And I know what some of you are going to be saying, because some of you should already know by what I've said, this is a good Kendo. But some of you may say, how do you know? Well, before the match, I looked at the profile, I knew she was good already. I didn't know she was going to be this good though. But on top of that, I've lost my train of thought. Give me a second, I'll find it. I'm weaving, bobbing and weaving, trying to reach for it. Ah yeah. On top of that, the reason why you would probably think, how do you know? Is because of how well I played the situation. I didn't let this Kendo do what they wanted to do. If I played the Kendo's game, if I did what the Kendo wanted to do, you would have seen all manner of basic combo into dash cancel, into clap. You would have been like, holy cow, this guy's amazing. But that's what I do and what you guys should do against certain characters. You don't enter into a space, you don't enter into a fight where it lets them do what they want to do. Why would I come up against this Kendo and give her opportunities to do what it is she wants to do? Instead, what I should be doing, which is what I did do everything in my power to make her have the most uncomfortable, awkward interaction. So instead of getting very close with the Kendo in ways that favors her, I played a lot of mind games and a lot of, moving around like this. Look at this ambush. Bang, out of nowhere, like I'm Batman dropping down on the guy. So I knock her down. This was my first mistake, and thankfully it wasn't punished because of my terrain. So where I landed helped me out. So if you notice, as soon as she parried me, she was ready to go into one of those combos. It was, I think it's like a basic, and then some other nonsense for like the gamma. But I stopped it from continuing by leaving the situation. And then, as soon as I did that, I left the scene. I made it look as if I was retreating. The mind games have already begun. I made it look as if I was leaving. This isn't me running away and the Kendo forgot I existed. I'm like, why didn't they attack you? They thought I left. And they went on to put their attention onto something else. I made it look as if I was running away. But I wasn't. I was running away partially to turn back around and again, play with their head. Look at that. It makes it look I'm leaving. I come back again at a funny angle and I get more on them. I was going to continue my pressure, but then Endeavor showed up. So I'm like, I don't want to be far away from Endeavor. So I need to put my shield up and get close to him so he can't do anything to me with that beam. And so I pushed him. I came around here. At this point, I was actually trying to leave for real. But the Kendo followed me. I kind of took that personally. I'm like, why are you following me? And so then I got some more hits on her. Cheeky little heal. Used the terrain again to my advantage. The reason why I left the Endeavor, I could have continued on him. But I know the Kendo is low. And if I continue to fighting the Endeavor, what I know will happen is Kendo will, if she has equipment on her, she will heal herself. And then I'm back to fighting 2 people at max health again. So I'm like, hey, I don't want this Kendo to get any more health than she currently has because I know I've been working her. All of my mind games have been playing off against this Kendo. I have not allowed her to play her game whatsoever. why would I throw that all away? So I said, hey Endeavor, take a backseat. And then I go back again after the Kendo. She sees me towards the end of this little bit here, but it's too late by that point. I've already made my move. She can't get her shield up enough in time. So again, I use the shield to get out of there. The shield is partially to move past Kendo without any risk, and partially to not get shot in the side or the back by the Endeavor who's using his beam. So I go around the corner, and again, I feign escape. I'm looking like I'm leaving, but I'm actually coming back. And I know she's going to come around the corner with the shield, but I also know that my stuff can't go through that shield. But I can go through that shield without any attacks, which is what I did. So I went through the shield and then attacked behind at the weak spot, because I knew she wouldn't expect that. She's expecting me to come in and donk my head on the shield with my quirks like I'm a fool. But I'm no fool. So again, I jump straight through it. Now I'm in her personal space. I could put my hands in her pockets if I wanted to. But instead, I press R2 3 times. Bang, bang, bang. I hit the Endeavor as well. Twice. I don't want these guys to make a move on me when they get up. I want them to be uncomfortable. This is a great area. Look at that bomb. Man, I've never seen that bomb so close up. This area is a great area for the cannon, because the cannon now is going to fire straight. If they don't move, they're going to get hit head on by the cannon, take lots of damage. If they hang around in the same area, the cannon might miss, but it's going to do a lot of debris damage around them. Even if it's not going to hit them, it's still going to worry them. So when I do that, the Endeavor gets out of dodge. That gives me space. The Kendo gets out of dodge. That gives me space. I can choose whichever one I want to run after. Who am I running after? The main problem, the Kendo. Also, the one that I know I've been working, because she should be very low at this point. So I use a shield to get through the situation without fear of damage from the Endeavor. And I chase down this. And I'm very good at my ranges. If you guys know this, when it comes to playing characters I play often, I know my ranges. Once I started using my alpha, I knew I was very close or in range enough to do it. If I don't know my ranges, she might get her shield up in time. But because I know the exact moment I pin into that veil of availability to attack, whatever that meter is, I know it, then I start attacking. And again, if you don't know your ranges, you might not get the first move, or you might act too slow. But I knew my range. As soon as I got in there, as soon as I hit that, that imaginary wall that says you can hit someone from here with this level of quirk, that's what I did. And of course, a follow up here. This is my mistake. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was such a silly mistake. I guess I maybe thought she didn't have cooldown, or I don't really know what I was thinking, but I shouldn't have went into this shield. And you've seen what I've basically been avoiding this whole time. I got hit by it sillily, and in a silly way, rather. And this is what I've been trying to avoid the whole interaction, and I messed up on this point. So she parried it there. She was about to get her stuff off. The Endeavor's doing his stuff at the same time. I take a damage sandwich. Either way, whichever way it was going to go, I was going to take that amount of damage. So now I'm in this weird spot. I want to get where she is. I don't want to go where he is. I want to get where she is. But I can't get there without him hitting me. So that's why I use my shield to break distance and get closer towards her. But I think I can't remember if I go towards him first or not. But I just try to make him uneasy. Yeah, okay, so I go towards her. Because I knew he was going to do something. That's why when I came out of cover, I know I had to put that shield up. And I went towards her because I know she's going to put that shield up because she's going to try and parry me. And that's when I lead her on a wild goose chase and I go around her. Because I went around her, that messed with her head. Again, the mind games. I'm not going to play the Kendo's game, but I'm going to make her think I am. And that's why I went around. Jumped away. I jumped away to give the idea that I feel like I've made a mistake, that I'm on the back foot, that I'm an idiot and I've made a wrong move. When I jumped away like that and I moved away, that Kendo was like, oh, you messed up and now it's my turn. And she can't attack with her shield up. I had to get her to drop her guard mentally. I had to make her believe it was her turn to attack. And that's what happened. She dropped it and then I came back in and then I hit her with my my alpha because that shield was going down. probably can't see it on the screen, but essentially either my angle was correct enough by the game standards to make that hit, or she dropped her shield and the game just hadn't shown it yet. Like, she let go of R1. And now she's out of the game. And it's just me finishing this dude off. I probably could have run this last like few seconds a bit cleaner, but I guess I got a bit excited. And then, yeah, I wanted to hit him here, but, you know, he dodged around it. Credit to that dude. And then I thought, hey, I got plus ultra. Let's just finish this off now. And then that was it, you know. If this Endeavor was clever, he, no rhyme intended. If this Endeavor was clever, he would have ran away and recovered, but I think his pride, he thought maybe I was on the rails or something. He thought maybe he could still do it. I don't know why he thought that, but and then that was it. So yeah, there you have it. There's the breakdown of everything that went on, more or less anyway, within my mind on that 2v1 against a high level Kendo, and I believe the Endeavor was like gold rank or something, so he knew what he was doing as well. So yeah, I was very proud of that one. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little breakdown and maybe you learned some stuff from it. Again, this is a Momo moment, so to speak, but moment. But there's things in here that you can take and apply to other characters. You could apply a lot of this stuff I did here to a Karishima. You could apply a lot of stuff I've done here to an Ida. You can apply a lot of stuff I've done here to range characters that have melee abilities in their arsenal. And you could look at this whole thing and say, I'm gonna use this in reverse. If I come up against someone trying to do something like this and I can get the sense they're trying to, I'm gonna stick to my game plan and not try to play theirs, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching.